What's up, guys? This is episode 19 of the Nuff Said Sports Podcast. You filthy animals, we have plenty of topics to talk about this time. Everything we thought was legit in the NFL in week one has completely changed our minds, blown our minds, and flipped the NFL world upside down. So that's what we are here to talk about. But first, my name is Adam Dickens. That is Trey Adams. Speaking of Trey, how is your week, man? How's it going?
Oh, long weekend, recovering from a long freaking Saturday partying. Almost got shot at, but I'm living. I'm living life.
Whoa, you can't just gloss over getting shot at. I mean, I have been shot at a couple times myself, but I have lived to tell the story. Obviously, you have. Tell me more about it.
Listen, when you got that alcohol in your system and you downtown and you hear it to your left and you see cops running, but again, I was not in my right mind pretty much, and all you heard was doo doo. And again, everybody's just running, and I'm just sitting there like, huh? Where's everybody going? What's going on? I'm sorry, I'm where I'm from. That shit is normal, so it ain't mean nothing to me. But just the fact that it was to my left, which means it was right there, it went over my head completely. So it was just when I realized it was the funniest shit in the world because I was just like, this is why you don't go out and drink.
Hey, that sounds like a normal day in Raleigh, Durham Triangle area. That's what it sounds like to
Facts,
me.
facts,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Or Uptown Charlotte, whatever you want. You know, that's what it remind me of. But yeah, that's normal. You know what I'm saying?
How was your week? Or how's the week going so far?
It was good, man. Actually, been in, been unemployed for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But finally got a job today. We went out to dinner tonight at this bomb ass place. It's called like Four Seasons, kind of like the hotel Four Seasons.
Mhm.
But like it was a random place we went to, and honestly, it blew us away. I had asked the waiter. And the owner, like, how long they had been there, and they were telling they'd been there for like 20 years, and like his mom shows up at 1 a.m. every day to make these cheesecakes. Okay, she comes in at 1 a.m., makes these cheesecakes, and like at like 5 a.m. when people start, like, the workers start coming in, she like
Yeah.
bounces, she like out. That's all she do every day is make cheesecakes. But it was some
Uh,
bomb food. If
they
you
they're not
are
they're not supposed to make it out if a dude like us worked there. I'm gonna let you know right now.
You funny, man. Hey, if you or anybody that's watching this podcast are in the RVA area, Richmond, Virginia, Midlothian, Henrico type of area, make sure you come down and make sure you check the Four Seasons out in Midlothian. It's a great place to go. Bomb ass food. Like, I had a chicken parm, bro. I swear to God, it was double the size of my head, and that's saying a lot because I got a big ass head. But like, it was humongous. But anyways, we done with that. We done with that. We done with that. So Trey, go ahead and ease us into a first big topic of discussion we have today.
First topic of the day being that Monday night, well, one of the Monday night games, starting with the biggest news so far out of this week is the injury to Nick Chubb and him pretty much being
Ooh.
out for the season. That's two Monday night weeks back to back where two star players in this league got injured on Monday night for the season. That is crazy to even think about, to even process in your head. Fantasy owners are scared to death of Monday night games, and I feel like Thursday night games might be getting the same kind of attention. But in general, what's your take on Nick Chubb going out for the season for the Browns? What's your take?
Well, I say what I think. Somebody's fantasy football team is getting royally fucked right now. Like, somebody's down a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. Somebody is down They're running back and Nick Chubb. What's some other injuries around? We're gonna get to the Saquon Barkley stuff, but he seems somewhat okay. I'm trying to think of somebody. Oh, Cooper Kupp. You probably down a receiver like somebody drafted all those guys because you could probably do that. And so, I'm trying to think of the order, but like Chubb
And
in the first,
a decent order, yeah. Nick Chubb first, like you said, Cup second, and then Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers
third or
and
fourth
whatever
round.
round you do
Yeah.
your quarterbacks. So somebody's fantasy team is getting fucked right now. They are just out of options. That's just crazy what it seems. I feel really bad for Chubb. I think really bad because he's already tore. This is the same leg he messed up, I believe, when he was at Georgia. And then I think he had a similar injury before when he was with the Browns a couple of years ago. I could be wrong on that. And man, every ligament in his leg is pretty much gone, like completely broken. Like I don't know if you saw it, man, but like
it was gruesome. I watched it back numerous times, and it was just like, dude, it was like his leg was in one spot and his body was in another.
You know it's real bad when they won't trying to show it at all.
Yeah.
At all on TV. Like I was cooking some back to food. I was making some like what do you call it? I was making some dip with I forgot what you call it. So like hot sausage type dip. And like my girl was watching TV and like watching my little girl, and I was like, "Babe, like tell me what happened. Like tell me when they're about to show the replay." And like she's like, "Oh, they're about to show the replay." And I run back to the TV, nothing showing, go straight to commercial. I was like, "Yeah, he's." I already knew when they didn't show the TV, it was over with. But I think the most important aspect of this is like, and I hate to move on so fast because I feel bad for Nick Chubb, but like, what are the Browns? What can they do now? I mean, Jerome Ford was pretty decent. If you want to talk about that,
he played. I mean, he came in as a backup in the middle of the situation, and he did what he's supposed to do. I mean, he broke 100 yards. He was efficient with his carries. I feel like he did his job. I don't think necessarily they're going to just say, okay, you're going to be our number one bat moving forward. They already started possibly talking about Kareem Hunt, adding him back again. He's supposed to visit sometime this week. So again, I do think they're gonna go get another running back. I don't think they're just gonna have just him and then possibly like a practice squad player move up. Nah, they're definitely gonna go into the running back market. You can even see them possibly trying to go for Cam Akers. It's different options out there where they can go with running back. But I mean, they got to do this because they need somebody for the whole season now. So let's be real. What option do they have? They can't rely on necessarily. They're a running team. They're definitely a running team. They need a running back. Just go get Kareem Hunt. He knows the system. Just go get him back. That's plain and simple.
And if I'm Kareem Hunt, I'm showing up. He flew in today because I saw the tweet. I'm asking for double. Today's price is not the same price as yesterday's price. I promise you, not the same price. And I want double. And okay, if you don't get me, you're gonna get a running back that's not as good as me. I guarantee you, based on free agency, you're not gonna get a running back as good as me. And I'll bring up some running back stuff later because we're going to talk about Saquon. But just that mindset too. And honestly, they should have been signed Kareem Hunt as a backup. And maybe we wouldn't have seen this injury on Nick Chubb because it would have been a different back end, different situation. But this would have, could have, should have. I'm not too busy into that. You know what I mean?
So I just want to know, is this going to be a Monday football curse? Because again, that's 2 weeks back to back. I'm on the top of my head. It's another doubleheader next week. It's another doubleheader. So
what's the games? What's the games? Do you know? I'm gonna pull them up real quick.
Off the top,
I got it. Monday night games are Eagles, Buccaneers, and Rams and Bengals. God, don't do this. Okay. Obviously, you got two star-studded teams in the Bengals and the Eagles specifically that are star-studded. Let's not hope. This feels weird talking about. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I don't want to think about another week where there's a major injury, but this is. I feel like kind of early for all these major injuries that we're seeing.
Right.
Usually, around week 7 to week 11 is like the worst part, where you got third string running backs and third string quarterbacks coming in because these major injuries are happening. It is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Real quick. Last week, a lot of people talked, or the week 1, about Aaron Rodgers' Achilles tearing. What do you think about the turf versus real grass debate? Real quick.
It first, I don't know if this is relevant or if it really matters at all, but they said it would cost about like $74 million to get all the fields or stadiums to what is it? What are they trying to switch to? They're
Turf.
trying to switch
Oh
to
no, grass, real grass.
they're trying to switch to grass. Because again, the stadiums with the turf being MetLife, being the Jets and the Giants, and I'm trying to think another stadium on top of my head. Most domes have turf, not grass, and they're trying to pretty much talk about switching that. But I mean, it's also not statistically proven that the grass is better and slash healthier. It's not statistically proven. I know people are saying, "Oh, the worst injuries happen on turf, not grass." But realistically, you can't prove that. And then I think the statistics shown it was like a 2% difference from 12 to 10% on these injuries. That's not enough. That's not significant enough for them to sit there and say, we're going to do this completely, this whole new change. So for them to say that, it again, it's not proven in any kind of way. It's just opinionated as hell that grass would be completely better, let alone again, if you play football growing up and playing on grass, it still can happen. Like, let's be real, it's injuries. That shit can happen on any playing field.
I get what you mean. I would be interested in who does the studies. Just being the person I am. I would also like to. There was a good point that a player I can't think of the player's name, but he brought up the fact that when they play soccer in stadiums, specifically when they do the Olympics or MLS teams, if the stadium is a turf stadium, they switch it to real grass every time. And if soccer can do that, so can the NFL. We always hear about how much a Super Bowl commercial costs. Okay,
Yeah.
for a 30-second slot. Okay, we know that the most watched TV program in America every year, like the top 10, is all NFL games.
Yeah.
So you got the money. Let's but I get the hesitancy from the NFL. Also, players tend to play faster on turf because it's easier to accelerate just based on the material. And so that on the NFL's part, if I'm playing devil's advocate, it's a faster game, which we all know all sports ahead are trying to move to. It's an easier watch. So I get that side of it. I totally do. But moving forward, let's talk about. I'm trying to get to the damn list right now. Let's move on. Another injury. I believe Joe Burrow not injured. He re-aggravated his calf muscle. Not sure. I think it's the same one that he in training camp that he irritated. And what do we think is going to happen with the AFC North and just the AFC in general? Because it seems obviously the Bengals go down 0-2. Where are we seeing this entire situation with the AFC West?
So that division, again, we already discussed before, and if you're looking at it now, you actually see based off of the game yesterday between the Browns and the Steelers, that division is just going to be very, very tough. So you're digging a bigger hole, starting 0-2. Obviously, injuries you can't control, but if he is injured, personally, I would just let him heal. Do not let that linger on your season, and then you still end up having a bad season with him possibly getting more injured. Like, if he is not 100%, do not throw him in the fire. Please do not. You're gonna make it worse for him long term. You just paid him all that damn money. Do not risk his years of playing with him over one season. So I would let him heal, make him sit out 3-4 weeks, and go from there. I mean, if you have a season where you do not make the playoffs, so be it. But other than that, I personally at this again, it's only 2 games in, but I do not see them recovering the way their division is from an 0-2 deficit to make the playoffs and then be contending in the playoffs, not just get to the playoffs. We're talking about the Bengals here, who we are expecting to be an AFC contender like every year now. If you're not going to be able to do that, rest them.
I want to say I agree with you. The hard part is I've heard, and this is a nerdy aspect. I know it's not the sexiest conversation we want to have today, but calf injuries apparently are somewhat like hamstring injuries where they linger. Like you cannot move them or agitate them for weeks on end, and just the slightest thing happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say this because I tend to be more patient on with my boy Joe Burrow because I'm a big fan of him. But I think this calf injury kind of it ruins the season. I hate to be that way, but I think that when you have something that can just keep coming up, I think realistically he would have to be out for like 7 weeks, to be honest, for this to totally go away, or it's going to keep coming back. But I also think Joe Burrow on one leg is better than your backup. I don't know who the backup is, but I'm gonna go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think, parts of me, I don't know. I really want to be patient, but I would honestly shut him down for a good 8 week. Hopefully, you win 4 of those games for the 8 games, and then you're really on edge, and then just hope he's 100% back and go from there. And I think you have a realistic chance to still make it in the playoffs. I really do. It's early enough in the season where I will take those, the other 4 losses if you do win 50% of them. I'll be happy with that. Without Joe Burrow, you win 4 games. Not saying that could. I mean, I think it can happen, but you know how it goes. NFL, anything can happen. You got the running backs to make this a running team for
and they need it. Let's be real here. They need it. Their running game has not been good at all, and them going to a backup now, you're able to get that run game going. So when he does come back, you're able to just plug him in, and then you're able to kind of work on the passing game again. So y'all are clicking when the playoffs come. Because again, if you're in playoff hopes or in contention. So again, I honestly think it's best for the team right now to sit him, rely more on the running game, as they pretty much did pretty much during the regular seasons, all that last year and the year before, and let the running game lead you guys. Like it's okay. It's not going to impact you guys in the future or anything like that. But I definitely think right now sitting him and letting him rest would be the best plan and safety for him. That's just me.
I mean, if people don't follow your advice, if the team doesn't follow it, okay, well he's gonna go against this same Steelers defense that we saw last night, 2 times,
or Myles Garrett, freaking,
and the Browns defense one more time. He's got to see them because he already played them once. Like now you're gonna literally feed him to the Sharks. So so Bengals, what do you want to do? Because this is it. I also understand. Like I just think the future is so bright for him that you might have to just take the L this season, and I just don't want anything worse to happen. He can't run. His power and his ball might be come down a little bit, but I don't know. I get both sides though. Who do you think in this AFC North is leading the way? Obviously, the Ravens are 2-0, but how do you see this playing out?
I see it right now as the Ravens and the Browns. And I know it's scary to say because of obviously the Nick Chubb injury, but I still do see it because of their defense. I still see it as a Browns and Ravens division right now. Obviously, the way the Ravens are playing, They they just need to continue with their offense, developing and progressing each week, getting better, using all of their receivers. They're going to continue to click on all cylinders. And the Browns, again, it's not even really their offense. It's just their defense is good, even though they did obviously lose that game yesterday. Um, but I think they were so devastated by the injury that it just took them by storm. Let alone who comes out the fucking gate with the pick six. That's a whole different story.
All right, we moving on. You're not gonna trigger me into that one. Let's talk about your team. Your I can't even say your home favorite team because you don't live there. But your Broncos, they went against the Commanders, and the Commanders pulled it out. Really good dramatic game. If you want to judge a game on how good it is based on the drama and the crazy plays, this game was an absolute winner. Did you watch it? What did you think of the outcome? And we'll get to some other questions right after.
So I do think that game. I mean, Denver started off great. First half, great. I was like, oh, this about to be a blowout. We're going to they're clicking. They're using freaking rookies, Marvin Mims Jr., deep ball, and I was just like, this is all right. This is what we drafted him for. Russell's balling on fire, letting him cook, getting back to the deep ball, and then all of a sudden at halftime, well, right before halftime, one fumble just changed the whole entire game. Defense can't get off the field for shit. They can't stop anybody. You got people like Robinson. Was it Brian Robinson Jr. from?
Yep.
You got him going off like he's looking like. What the hell is happening? They can't stop the run. Their corners are getting burnt. It just everything just broke down. You gave up an 18-point lead. You was up 20. You was up 18, and y'all let them come back. And then all of a sudden, now you want to complain about a PI call, but you shouldn't have been in that boat in the first place. Come on. And when you say what was the problem, for me, if you say what was the problem, I definitely think it's the defense. You can see, I'm not going to sit there and blame Russell. Obviously, he did have drives where it was possessions where he should have got first downs and he didn't. But realistically, he was doing his job. The defense was not doing theirs. Oh, work phone. So yeah, I'm not blaming Russell. I do think it was some clock managing that needs to improve, but I don't necessarily think it's the offense that was the reason for that loss. I'm gonna say that. What's your take?
I understand where you think the defense. Oh, okay. Before I get into that, first off, of course, Brian Robinson's going off. I'm actually trying to trade for him now in fantasy, but that's another story. But I mean, the man is literally the NFL's version of 50 Cent. Like, my man got shot how many times? 2-3 times, something like that. And he still came back and played in the game. Like, of course he's gonna go off. First off, he's got the hits, he's got the power. It is what it is. So I don't doubt that. I would say I understand that you think it's the defense for the Broncos, and I'm not saying that they're not the problem. But what I am saying is, while the defense was giving up points, the offense wasn't putting up any points. They were hot. So, and that's the point I bring up about the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl. Is everybody was like, the defense was started, they let Brady score all those points. Yeah, but if Matt Ryan would have just scored one more time, it wouldn't even been a question. And so I do put it on Russell Wilson, mainly because he is the front of the team. But he did have a good game, right? He went for 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. Okay, he made the miracle play, even though it really won't up to him. At the Hail Mary touchdown, it really won't up to him. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, he did get it. So I will take away that one touchdown. I hate to be that guy, but let's be honest.
I agree.
And so now you're 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception in a super offensive heavy game. So I just don't see that he did enough. And yes, I understand he got sacked 7 times that game also, but I'm tired of the narrative wherever Russell Wilson goes that it's the offensive line. Yes, I'm a offensive defensive lineman from high school football, But I'm tired of the narrative because for the longest when he was at the Seahawks, oh, the offensive line sucks. They're not helping him out. Well, you can't. When you come to the Broncos, when he first got there, they were saying the offensive line was straight, and now after he was there for a year, oh, it's the offensive line fault. I'm not falling for it. I'm not gonna do it.
The dude does have 9. He's got sacked 9 times already this year. The most in the league. The most.
And he holds the ball too long. Him
does.
and we'll get into Justin Fields, but him and Justin Fields hold the ball way too fucking long. Like
I agree.
Russell Wilson was known for getting the ball out. Amazing timing. Like when he was in Seattle, the best arching ball I've ever seen in my life. I am glad that him and Marvin Mims, the newly drafted receiver, have some chemistry. You know, I like that part of it. You know, shout out to him. But we know who the money guy is. Jerry Jeudy should be the guy, right?
Agree. Where was he at? I agree.
Yeah, the whole point of this is I'm with you on the defense. It's a lot of problems. It's a lot. I'm not saying it's not any of the offensive line's fault. Do I think Russ helps at all? No. But, I'm not going to solely put it on him. But he is a big factor to make this work. And I just... we're not going to talk about the Commanders because we'll probably get to them a little bit later, but we'll keep it moving. I'll go ahead and introduce the next topic we got going on.
We're going to move on to one of the undefeated teams remaining and a team that I think I'm starting to like to watch. And I think a lot of people across America are starting to like
Fuck them. Fuck the Dolphins, okay? Fuck the Dolphins.
They're starting to like them, and this is the Miami Dolphins. And their fast-paced offense, their weapons, their offensive schemes. I think it's very fun to watch them play. They are 2-0. They're doing it in style with Mike McDaniel sitting there. He's a funny guy. I like him. I wish he was my coach.
Nerd.
I wish he was my coach. But specifically about them, the question is: do you think the Dolphins are legit? I know they're in your division, but do you think with what they're doing right now, do you think they're legit?
I mean, they seem legit. They were legit last season until they won't. Like, let's be honest. They was legit last season until they won't. They were undefeated. Then until we got hurt, and then everything started falling apart. I have a feeling. I'm not wishing injuries upon anybody, but that's just the feeling I got. Like, it's coming up. It's coming in one of these weeks soon. It's going to be deja vu. Same thing happening. I don't know if it's concussion or something like that. I mean, this team is perfectly built with how they are. The problem is they can't deal with turbulence to that core. Like, if Tyreek is out, this team obviously isn't the same. If Waddle is out, this team is not the same. If Tua is out, they are not the same. So any part of this core offensively goes missing, not the same damn team on the planet. And yes, I'm a Patriots fan, and I'm butthurt about them beating us, but I kind of didn't think we were going to beat them in the first place. I didn't think Mac Jones was going to. He showed us some improvement, though. I'll give him that, but it was still a yawning ass game. Fucking boring ass Patriots. I miss Tom Brady. Fuck him. Fuck the Dolphins.
Nah, you miss Tom Brady. Don't we all?
Tom Brady.
But I think they are legit. Like I said, I do agree with you when you said that if a main piece for them goes missing, you question, are they going to be able to replace that? I obviously, with any star on any team like that, I do think you're going to miss something. So yeah, but I do necessarily think that they're going to be winning games. They play Denver next. I'm scared as fuck. I don't know what the fuck is about to happen. I think it could be ugly, honestly. I think it could be a blowout in Miami's favor, and they're home. I think it's going to be ugly.
Who are they going against?
Denver.
Woo-wee.
That's going to be ugly.
They making the Nuff Said tour. That's what they making at this point. They about to tear both our damn teams up. God damn.
Yeah, and they're in Miami because I was contemplating on going to that game, but it didn't work out. But
Come on,
that
let's go to
shit,
Miami. Come on, come on. We look Spirit Airlines. We can get like $20 a flight.
I am not about to experience that ass whooping. You're crazy. You are
uh,
crazy.
man, it's the one legit. That I'm really surprised about is that run defense for the Dolphins. You know, everybody talks about the pass rush and everything, but they shut Ramondre Stevenson down. Fucking Elliott. Fucking Zeke pretty much looked like a retirement home candidate. Like this man just
Wow.
fucking. I thought he's gonna be a lot more relevant when he signed with us, but like he's fucking sucks. And again they shut the run game down, which our offensive line had its mishaps, but like that rush defense for the Dolphins is no joke, like at all, at all. It is there. What would it take, do you think, to stop this score? Besides, injuries and stuff like that. That's most teams. And granted, that was a weak argument on me. But what do you think it would take, or what team do you think is better than the Dolphins? Where do you draw the line? Like I think the 49ers are better. I
Mhm.
think the Cowboys would completely dominate the Dolphins, in my opinion. Um,
Really?
yeah, that pass, that pass rush. Yeah, they gonna like the first thing they're gonna do is throw to it. Like they gonna throw to it like 2 feet down and just bang his head on the fucking turf.
I don't know. I think that would be a good game. I honestly think the Cowboys and Dolphins right now would be a great game to watch. Like I said, because of their that defense and this offense, I think it'll be a good game. I do think San Fran is above both of those teams because of how balanced they are on both sides. Even though again San Fran was getting a little bit exploited by old ass Matthew Stafford and that young ass Rams team, but obviously they did what they needed to do to win the game. But I draw the line at San Fran and the Eagles. But I do think the Cowboys are on the same level, or the Dolphins and Cowboys are neck and neck in my book. I think they're neck and neck.
Well, hold on. While we're talking about these good teams, like let's go ahead and talk about what teams are we surprised that are 2-0 right now. I mean, I would say my biggest who did I say was Oh, the Commanders. I'm surprised they're 2-0. Like Sam Howell. I mean, granted, we just got done talking about the Broncos versus the Commanders, but we're back at it. Who would have thought that Sam Howell was gonna lead that team? To 2-0. I think they seem very similar to like the Lions somewhat last year, where
Agreed.
they don't have the best of anything, but with the mediocreness that they have, they can get by with some wins, and they've shown that. Like they struggled to the second win, and it seems there's just a lot of sub partners, but they're fighting. A lot of who really wants to play for the Commanders. Like let's be honest. Like no team players like I want to get shipped to the Commanders. They just got a new owner. Like I am very surprised, but they got some fight in them, and I don't think this little miracle streak will last forever, but it's good while
Mhm.
it is. Same thing for the Lions last year. I could they go on a run? Maybe so, but they're not laying down for anybody. That's a fact.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think, like you said, they're taking it game by game. Don't think about the season. Don't think about the division. Just take it game by game, play by play. Play who's on your schedule. Play who's in front of who's obviously whose stadium you showing up to if it's an away game, and they're playing. I think they play with heart. We all know Don Rivera. Watching Carolina when he was over here, if anything about him is that his players are gonna play with heart. They're gonna play till they can't play anymore. They love playing for him. I think the offense is getting more and more explosive. They're trying to figure out their identity offensively, and it's just meshing and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. Um, they know when to get their superstars the ball on offense. Again, Scary Terry had that crazy double covered touchdown. Again, it's just they find a way, and I think the more they do that, especially when the division games start to happen for them, it'll kind of show their true self about are they going to be able to keep up in this crazy division that has two other powerhouses, or is it just all right? Your Cinderella story comes to an end early. So I'm definitely surprised by them. My surprise team, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I think them beating Green Bay, I was definitely shocked by. I don't care if it was 1 point, I was definitely disgusted by Green Bay. Um, I think Jordan Love again, he had 3 touchdowns, but them yards was a little shaky, and Atlanta did what they needed to do. Their defense is young as hell. Only old person in that team I feel like is Calais Campbell. Um, but again, their offense, Bijan Robinson looking pretty good over there. I was shaky on him, but he looking really, really good over there. I ain't gonna hold you.
I hate to take, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest, and I hate to be the hype train guy because I try not to be like with the hypes. But he plays a lot like Adrian Peterson. I hate to
Oh
say
my
it, man, but he
god.
gives me those flashbacks of like it's the quick twitch movement, but it's with power. Like it's not just
Yeah,
like you quick twitchy guys like Alvin Kamara or something like that. But like this guy is fucking power. Like he'll run over you. He'll the way he can stop on a dime and make you miss. Like I've seen at least 3 times where he stops on a dime and make people
man,
look foolish, straight foolish.
man. That highlight where he drew 2 of them in the same play, he broke made both of them hit the ground. I'm just like, damn.
Mm,
Oh, made grown men fall to their knees, and
yeah.
still got like a 7, 8 yard. I was like, wow, yeah. I mean, and that's isn't that back to back games with over 100?
Yeah. Now he's so if you he is top 5 right now in well he is number 2 in rushing yards. Okay, we're not talking about I don't know about his pass catching yards. But right now he is number 2 right under Christian McCaffrey.
Which ain't bad at all. Look who you just said.
Yep.
Look who you just said. So that ain't bad for a rookie. So I mean, as long as they continue to have that identity, um, Ritter can kind of take the back seat and develop as he needs to slowly. Just rely on that running game. I mean, even at times he looked good. It was times where it was just like, oh my god, what the hell are you doing? And you look like you're somewhat of a rookie still. But then there was other times where it was just like, that's a good decision. That was a good throw. That was
Hey,
getting the ball to your stars, and Cal Pitts and Drake London, getting him involved.
uh,
I don't know. That's a team to watch, man. It's a team to
he
watch. And
Ritter has some dog in him, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, I would say it's very similar to like Sam Howell and the Commanders, where like those teams are really rally. They know they don't have the best quarterback.
yeah,
Um,
what the fuck? Why does that always happen?
so, but like if they know they don't have the best quarterback, but if the quarterback does something that like shows that they got their back, they're rallying behind Ritter. They're rallying behind Sam Howell, and they're really showing how you know what type of quarter they want. They just want somebody that balls out for them and really sticks their body out on the line. And it's super impressive, man. I really this Falcons young core
Mm.
is something I think we should watch. Just keep an eye on. If we see this a couple more weeks straight, I'll jump. I'll really jump on the hype train and keep going forward.
The only reason that I would say they have a chance or of doing anything is because how weak this division is. I know right now it's like their division wins wise is like you got 3 teams 2-0, but
Top heavy,
being
top heavy.
realistic. But right now, it's like let's be realistic. The Bucks not really worried about them, and the Saints they're struggling to put up points. I don't even I don't their points and for is 36 and against is 32. They're barely winning these games, barely. So again, I think they have a legit chance to fake win this division. As long as they can keep it up, as long as they can keep the winning formula going. So let's see how
I
far they go.
I mean, if you want to talk about chemistry and versus the Saints, like the Saints, Derek Carr's brand new to the team, right?
Mm.
So their leader is still warming up and still trying to get used to him. Had a training camp with him, but like this Falcons skill group has been together for what 2 years now, fully,
Yeah. Yeah.
fully 2 years. And, different quarterback, but like Ritter's always been there. They know he
Yeah.
he, he was trying to be the eventually be the starter, and Mariota was temporary. They knew what the deal is. So if I had to bet at the moment, that Saints is gonna come crashing down, and it's not gonna look too good, to be honest. At the end of the day, I see Atlanta. I don't know. We'll get to it. Anyways, okay. What teams are you surprised that are 0-2 as of right now?
As of right now, my surprise 0-2 team, I'm gonna have to say it's my guy on one of the jerseys I got up, and it's the Chargers, Ben Herbert.
Oh, what? What? We're surprised? What? I'll go ahead. Take it away. Take it away.
First thing, let me clear the air right now. It is not all fucking Herbie's fault. This man is putting up points for this team. He is putting up points. They got over 50 points already over 2 games. They putting up numbers. He's putting up numbers. He ain't necessarily, I'm not gonna sit there and say it's he's not out of the equation for why they're not playing their best or winning. Let me say that. But he's doing his part as he always does. This team is just bad. It is badly coached, and it's just bad. Their defense is very, very suspect. I didn't think their defense was this bad. I knew it was going to be a uphill slide because of the simple fact they can't stay healthy together, as well as their pass rush just looks very suspect. But it looks bad on all 3 phases in that defense. The linebacking core, and the secondary just look shitty. Like, their defense is really terrible. And I don't know what else you want this man to do at quarterback. Like, you want him to go up there and put up 40 points just to even think about winning.
I can't. I hate to say this, man, but like I told you before the season started that we were going to keep seeing this. He is good, but not good enough. He is a high-scoring quarterback, but it's more to being a quarterback than. And this is why I try to push people for these real superstar quarterbacks. It's cool to put up points. It's nice, it's sexy. You sell tickets, but there's also a game managing aspect. That if you know you're up, or you can put just enough, learn how to slow your drives down, almost like a point guard in basketball. I know it's obviously different, but slow your drives down. You know, I understand that you didn't have Eckler this game. I get it, right? He was out. Am I right about that?
Yeah, he was out. Yeah.
So I know you're somewhat scared to run the ball, but you got to learn in some type of way, you know, to slow those drives down to control the tempo. And when you do that, you're good. Like you're fine. I know everybody just wants to go straight for the touchdowns, but like he's not a kid anymore. He's not this young kid that just got drafted. He's you know what he's looking a lot like? Matt Ryan. That's what he's starting to look like. A lot like Matt Ryan.
You keep disrespecting my man every time we talk about
it. Matt Ryan is exactly what he is. That shouldn't be disrespectful. A high-scoring quarterback who is up there in all-time yards of a quarterback. Who that's what he does. But guess what he didn't do?
Win.
Yes, in the playoffs, he couldn't pull it off. Okay? No matter whether it's that 1 year versus Patriots or just in general. Couldn't pull it off. And it's more than just putting up points. It's controlling the tempo of the game. And you can do damn near anything as a quarterback. If you are who you say you are. This is what I see. And this is what I saw. I watched more of the Miami Chargers game the first week than I watched this week. But it seems like he's trying to win the game with a sledgehammer versus like a regular size hammer. Like it's just like he's trying to force something that just isn't there. If that makes any sense.
What does that mean though? That means the offense does not fit him. It doesn't. If your quarterback is trying to tell you, I can break through this, I can do more if you allow me, what does that mean? That means you're being held back. He's not being unleashed. He's not.
I don't think he's trying to fit in with this offense because again, it feels like he's forcing everything. He's
he's not fitting the offense because the offense doesn't fit him. You supposed to let him throw the ball 40 times a game. He can do that. But again, I don't think that the team offensive scheme is do that. They want, like you said, they want to run the ball. They want to game manage. They want, like, again, just somebody that you could just hold back in a way and again play a different style. I'm sorry, he is up there with Josh Allen and Patty Mahomes in the sense of you give him the ball and let the plays happen. Do that. I don't understand what the problem is. Give him the weapons. Unleash this beast, please. I'm begging.
He has more weapons than almost damn near anybody. That's the problem. Like, okay, if you want to throw some blame on the coach, okay, I get that. I'm for it, but you can't blame all this on this man. It's
them weapons is old. They trash. They need to get younger. Get some speed around him. Do something. Like, only weapon they really got that I feel like is reliable is Austin Eckler. That's the only one, and that's sad. That's your running back.
What? You said that's the only weapon he got?
That's the only reliable weapon they have is Austin Eckler.
Keenan Allen is the most reliable player from year to year on that damn team. Yes, he's a little bit older, but he's still showing he can show out.
He has a catch here and there, but it ain't like he going out there and people are scared of Keenan Allen. Let's be real. No. Time has passed.
They're not shaking in their boots for Austin Eckler. Let's be honest too.
Yes,
but like,
yes, they are. No, yes, they are. He's a touchdown machine. He's a touchdown machine.
Okay. Well, we know who scored the most touchdowns for that team against the Titans. And I don't. But this is the problem. And if we want to share some blame, but like I understand a shootout with the Dolphins, okay, because we just talked about how dangerous they are. But why are they in a shootout with the fucking Titans? The Titans of all teams.
That tells you their one weapon wasn't playing. That's my point. Their offensive weapons suck. They're not reliable. It's not anybody that is standing out. They don't have any weapons. I'm trying to tell you, they need to change up a lot on offense. A lot.
So Keenan Allen's trash. Mike Williams, I will say he's trash. Quentin Richardson ain't fucking trash. He's a piece, but they didn't use him at all versus the Titans for whatever reason. I'm not buying it, man. I'm just not buying it. This man just doesn't know how to use his fucking team, and he's not. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And the fact is, it always comes close, and he can never pull it out. It always comes close, and he never pulls it out. And I get the defense could have helped him out somewhat and stopped the. But I mean, this is technically a low scoring game. He should have dubbed the Titans. That's how I see it. It's not super low scoring, but you get what I'm saying. Like, he should have dubbed them. I can't wait to see more games where fucking Justin Herbert doesn't pull it out. It's gonna keep being the same shit. But my shocking 0-2 team. I think that we have to throw. I think the Bengals being 0-2 is that's my guy. That's my guy. And he didn't get it done in both weeks 1 and 2. At the end of the day, they looked a lot better though. I'll say in week 2 than they did week 1 versus the Browns, which I mean that's somewhat expected. But I mean then again, it's like the Ravens are a good team, so I mean I'm not. Again, those are 2 division losses you can't make up for. And you at least got to beat your division mates. But I think I just think Burrow's not ready coming into the season. Kind of like what you talked about last week. He's just not there. And unfortunately, their whole season's like tossed up. But I'm going to throw another little hassle is in with this. Shocker, I was going to go with the Chargers. But I think that another one is Chicago. I mean, I think I was heavy on Justin Fields, and I was throw Justin Fields in the trash. Like, booty butt cheeks. I gave him some faith coming into this season.
I was surprised that they 0-2.
But I am, because I was hoping that some of these highlights that Justin Fields could put on last year would actually be more involved, and he would actually be a good player. But this kid just fucking wrap it up. Like get done with him. Like however you got to get him out of here. You're missing not one wide open receivers, but like three at a time. 3 wide receivers at a time are open. Okay, and you can't read a defense. Like he literally he reads his offense as someone's grandmother. Like, I'm just waiting. Come on, let's get the ball up. Bam, you're sacked. And it's like, oh, what happened? Like, fucking you, bitch. Like, you. God, man, you can't be this fucking sorry. Like, I get it's not the best team to be on, and that's a really bad team. If you really want to criticize the team, I know you want to criticize the Chargers for not having weapons. But Fields has damn DJ Moore and still just acts like one of the best receivers, top 15 receiver in the league, and still can't use them fully. And it's just the fact that he sucks so fucking bad that pisses me off. But go ahead. I know you're waiting. You're looking at lips.
I don't got no words. I do not have no words. I'm not surprised. I just think I already said he was overrated. The guy just wants to run. He wants to do highlight runs like he's Lamar. But he doesn't have, like you said, he's not developed to the point where they're threatened by your arm. They're not threatened by you trying to read the defense. Nobody's threatened by you being a quarterback. Let's be real. They're threatened by you being a running back, but they're not threatened by you being a quarterback. They're not. Nobody's scared of you when you come on the field. You just, again, you're the ideal what quarterbacks want to be, like play-wise, but you're not producing at all. If you talk about a quarterback not producing, it's him. I do not want him leading my team at all, and they're only going to continue to go down from here. I don't know what they did wasting that pick this past draft, but they're going to realize they fucked up by not drafting a QB because they should have let him walk. I'm sorry.
How about this? People are more scared of Sam Howell than they are of Justin Fields. That should tell you something. That should absolutely tell you something.
That's the perfect way to wrap that up.
God damn, man. Oh, God. And I'll take it a step further. It's not that he isn't developed. He can't be developed. You could give this man to the best coach in the universe. You give him Andy Reid, and guess what? Would never be anything. I'll go that far. Bill Belichick, he can't even win with Mac Jones, so he definitely can win with fucking Justin Fields.
And let's be real, they're about to lose their next game because they're going to Kansas City. So that you might as well just mark that 0-3 right now before they even get on the plane.
All right. I'm not gonna. They'll keep coming up. I'll save a little bit for them. But we have this Thursday night football game, and I'm actually really excited to watch this, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. But the San Francisco 49ers with Nick Bosa and Brock Purdy leading the way. Man, they look hella good last week. A little shaky. Brock showed some weaknesses versus the New York Giants with Daniel Jones leading the way. Saquon Barkley is not questionable. He's what's the term? Doubtful. He's doubtful.
Yeah.
He's severely doubtful, which probably he ain't playing. He ain't playing. If they play him, I'll be highly surprised. But yeah, what are we thinking? 49ers versus Giants. How's it going to go down? How do we think it's going to play out? I know I asked a lot right there, but go ahead.
Let's be real here, people. We saw what that first week was against the Cowboys. You think it's going to be any difference against the 49ers defense? Let's be real here. And we know Saquon ain't going to play. I know the coach is all saying, oh, it's going to be a game time decision because even though it said 2 to 3 weeks, Saquon usually feels better and it really depends. Shut up. You know damn well you're not going to throw him out there against that defense and possibly risk him getting more hurt. You're not going to do that. So he's not going to play. They're going to get demolished by San Fran. And they're in San Fran. Let's be real here. They're in San Fran. That's just it's going to be ugly. I have the 49ers winning in a landslide. If you want a freaking score, I would say like 38 to freaking 12 or 14, and it's all like field goals. Like that game is going to be ugly.
I do. I think this is more of an interesting game than you think it is. I don't think it's. I obviously think San Francisco's going to win.
I'm listening.
But I still think the Giants have some fight in them. But when I fuck, I'm trying to think exactly what I think. If they barely beat the Card, if they still have some fight in them. I'm not gonna doubt them on that. But it's a long ride on that flight to San Fran, and it's a long flight back after you get your ass whooped. Because I think San Francisco's gonna win. I know I waited out a little bit. It's no doubt. I'm more interested in how we can gauge the 49ers versus the Cowboys after this. So we've seen the New York Giants versus the Cowboys. We're going to see New York Giants versus the 49ers. And I think a lot of people are asking, who's the better team when we gauge the 49ers versus the Cowboys? What are we thinking? I'm not saying say who's the best. Like, what are we looking for to say who's the better team?
Yeah. I would say
do we need to see 50-0 versus the 40-0 the Cowboys put on them?
Well, I mean, we don't need to do the whole score thing because they play in a couple weeks. So I don't even need to go that far, honestly. I would just say, honestly, who has more of a consistent offense in the sense of who's utilizing their weapons, who's the balance of the offensive attack. Is it more of a run game? Is it more of a throw game? And this is for both teams, not just one team. I'm talking about both teams being able to use their advantages. And I think, obviously, the 49ers having McCaffrey, I think they're going to obviously abuse him as they should, as well as Debo. And I think, again, when it comes down to it, I think it's going to come down to the San Francisco's offense against the Cowboys defense, not the Cowboys offense versus 49ers defense. I think the Cowboys offense is going to be sluggish. I think the 49ers are going to have them figured out. But again, it comes down to, is that offense able to put up numbers against that defense? I think the Cowboys are going to have the best defense. By the end of this year, I think they're going to have the best defense in the league. Statistically, they're going to have the best defense.
Well, I mean, I definitely don't think that the Cowboys will be able to pass rush the 49ers like they do every other team. Just because Purdy tends to be a little bit under center, a little bit more. Their handoffs to fullbacks using Hugh Check or whatever, however you say his name. They got tricky little running formations that they do where I just don't think Micah can predict them, obviously, as well as like the Giants or anything like that.
That's a bad man.
I'm telling you right now, I'm shaking it. I'd be terrified if I got to go against that man. I'll say this every fucking week, man. Michael Parsons for president at this point. We need somebody else in office than them.
I told you he's gonna go for MVP this year. That man is nasty. I need to put his jersey up here because that man is. Whew, that's what I need to put up here. I might have to take off Herbert and put Michael Parsons because good God. Good God.
Hey, we're gonna be talking about this week's come, so we'll have plenty to get out. I absolutely love this podcast. Trey, you want to say anything to the viewers before we head out?
Please continue to follow all social media platforms. We're about to get more engaged with you guys on all social media. We're going to be putting some reels out this week. We've been kind of slacking a little bit due to just being productive and throwing out the content as we need to. But again, we had a lot of big changes, not to put any excuses, but we will be getting back to that. So please follow, like, comment, and all that. Please share with everybody. We really need that feedback, and we really appreciate it. And we'll make sure that we are interacting with you guys on there as well. So please do that. I'm gonna make sure we have the new tech person clip this, and so we're able to put this out there more. And we just ask that you guys do the same. So we appreciate it, and be expecting good content on the reels on all social media platforms by the end of this week. So definitely be looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Everything Trey said was correct. Make sure you guys also check us out on stream. We stream every Tuesday, Saturday night. Even more to come. It's the NFL season, baby. We are locked in and we are in this, giving you plenty of entertainment. With that being said, make sure you check out dreadsock.com, Dreadsock, the Instagram page. If you have locks or protective hairstyle, they are a sponsor for the show. I'm probably going to play the commercial at the end of this podcast. Either way, like I said, make sure you check us out on stream, full long-term content on YouTube and Spotify. With that being said, peace out, guys. See you guys on Saturday. Peace out.